Good morning. Fort Cove, Utah. Or is it Cove Fort, Utah? It's one of those, and welcome to it. Isn't this just spectacular? Another 360 degrees of beauty. After we go explore the fort, we're going to go walk the grounds here, and we're going to have a picnic lunch. We even have a covered wagon. Silly.
Play out, child, play out.
Flail your limbs!
They put valuables while they're traveling in that thingy.
Okay, now look around here. You see anything you want us to know about?
What's that made out of?
That's a buffalo. That's called a mourn couch, and it makes into a bed at night.
You see the bag down there?
Yeah, that's where the mail would come in. And they would bring the mail, and when they dropped off that bag, it had mail for the local area, and also Beaver and Fillmore. And so, in order for Beaver and Fillmore to get their mail, the boys had 15-year-old boys, and they put these outfits on, chaps, hat, and canteen, and they have races to see who could deliver the mail and get back to the fort the quickest.
Cool.
And the stagecoach would come here, turn around, and then hits the horses, and get fresh horses in the barn.
The barn over there?
Uh-huh. They had like 6 horses on the team.
On those washboards, they have a little glass washboard down there in the bucket that is for the delicate clothes. You didn't want rubbed too hard. And the other one was just for regular. They used lye soap that they would make to do them, and then they would wring them in the wringers. You can come in and get closer for the pictures. This loom over here that they're weaving the rug on is an 1830s loom that did come across the plains with the pioneers.
Is that a sword holding water?
That's a scale. So they could measure how much water was being used of lye if they was making their soaps. But this thing not only made rugs, it made beautiful cloth out of linen and wool and cottons and whatever they needed. And we've got some beautiful bedspreads that are made on a loom like this here. This big bucket down here, that big pan, that's the bathtub. The oldest kids got the first bath, and they worked their way down to the youngest. Let me tell you why. Well, I'll bet you as a mom can tell us why. And the oldest kids got the first bath and worked their way down to the babies, because for some reason you put a baby in warm water and it likes to go to the bathroom. So the big kids don't want to go take a bath in water that babies have already peed in or other things in. Boys would put that yoke thing over their neck, go out here. They couldn't get a well, so they had to dig a trench from Cove Creek down here and out the back door. But they built this big cistern out in the middle or someplace out in the fort, and the boys would go out with buckets on each end of that and pack the water in and bring it in here so they could heat it up for the bath. These are real Native American blankets that have been woven on the beds. Wow. The Native Americans would trade with us, would come here and trade. So they have the blankets, they have the skins. That's a bear skin over there on the dresser. The paws were the gloves. They would use that as the paws of the bear. They like to play things like dominoes, and these are elk skins up here.
Hey, shotgun.
That's very old. not knowing who that somebody was. The next one is the women's linen and wool. They would do half of it and then they sewed it together up the middle. Wow. It's very delicate. This other one that has peacocks on it, if you can look on the lower right-hand corner, you can see there's a date. It's 1855.
Yeah, see that?
That's pretty old.
Wow.
That was a lot of years ago. They have,
can't see that.
you've got the Bible and the Book of Mormon. Those are both 1870s. Bible and Book of Mormon.
Wow.
Church at Brigham Young had so many immigrants coming, nobody could read English. So he made his own Deseret alphabet,
That is
but it only lasted 2 years.
Oh.
But that is a Book of Mormon from the Deseret alphabet.
that is hat.
And do you see this white thing underneath this table?
Wait,
That's a chamber pot.
Oh.
They did not have a restroom inside the fort. And so if you had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, that was your bathroom. Because you couldn't go outside the fort at nights.
Wow.
Because of the Indians.
Is that
They have the top hat from Brigham Young. Yeah. Yeah, you put the upside down head in it, and then it wouldn't get all dirty. He buried her, and he had a little infant daughter. So when he got to Utah, he got married again. And this is her room. And those two boys on top, on that picture, is Bryant and Edwin Hinckley. And Edwin and Bryant, one day when Mom and Dad was gone, found a gun, found a pistol, and Edwin pulled the trigger and shot Bryant in the knee. And so Dad walked, there was no more babies, and it became an inch. This clock on top was Ira Hinckley's.
Oh. Okay,
I'm coming out. The beds all had different kinds of quilts on them, and they were all rope springs. The darling little dolls the girls would make in the winters when they didn't have so much work to do, and they would stuff them with their hair. When they'd brush their hair and it would come out, they would stuff the dolls with their hair. So creepy dolls. They were cool. That's all they had to play with.
Beautiful dresses.
This was the nicest bedroom, but this wife up here on the wall is Adelaide. She was Angeline's sister, and so she would take care, but she was the one that liked to cook. So they had the two sisters that had two interests. Angeline would take all of the children as they got older up to Salt Lake or to Provo for education. Next to it was original from the fort.
Wow.
It did belong to Ira Hinckley.
Cute. I know. Can you put your shoes on for
You want to go?
upstairs?
It's not too crowded if you want to go upstairs. Head up.
James, right there. Allie's right there.
why is she filming this? Show her how you are. What are you doing? You just my new boyfriend.
Okay.
That's just fine.
How are
Isn't
you?
this place amazing?
It
How
sure
are
is.
you, dear?
Good.
And where are you from?
We travel in our RV full time,
Full time.
and we love Utah so much.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is spectacular.
It is gorgeous. Well, these three are
Oh,
sweethearts.
thank you.
And I'm
Sister
Sister
Skeleton. Good to meet you.
And I
Can I
can
film
tell
you?
you anything. Sure. I can, except for I look forward because the
No,
sun
not at
burns
all.
my head, and so I keep my hat.
Not at all.
Right here, I find this very fascinating. It's an ox lift.
Oh!
Ox, when they'd have to shoe them, they did have to put shoes on ox.
Oh,
I
okay.
did not know that. I was raised
Hence
on
the
horses.
ox shoe over there.
This is an ox shoe. You see, it's split up the middle. Cannot lift the foot because it'd tip over. It can't stand on 3 feet. So they would put the ox inside. Those two bars up in front would come out, And when the ox would get inside, I'm sure they would put hay or something in there. They would put those boards back down through those posts to hold the ox there. And then they would start lifting the ox, and not so it was lifted up, but so those slings would support the ox so they could hold it standing. Yeah.
And that's when they would shoe the
And
ox.
then they could lift one shoe at a time. The shoes were to protect the oxen's feet because they had so many rugged places to go.
Just like horses and
Just
horseshoes.
Like horses and
Okay.
the horseshoes, and they did a lot of horseshoeing here.
Okay, at
They
the
would
blacksmith.
fix wagons, the wagon wheels. It's a sharpening stone, and they would use their foot to pedal it to get it to go around and around, so they could sharpen their tools, and they could smooth out the horseshoes or
Yeah.
the ox shoes if there was any parts on the bottom of it that would irritate the ox and the horse feet. An ox is not just a brand or a same kind of a breed of like horses have a lot of breeds. The ox is just a regular cow.
Oh. These little.
These are the children's toys, the spinners.
Okay.
And they would, here, I'm gonna get it. And you'd get it so it was like this, and then you'd spin and you'd wind and wind and wind one side about 30 times or so it really is tight. And then as you pull it out, you'd have to let it go back in so it would wind back up. And then as you got going, you could turn spin.
You can just spin and spin and spin.
And you could just keep doing it and doing it.
And that
doing
just
it.
continuously,
And it's
right?
really fun to have contests to see who can do it the longest with the family.
That's like the old age fidget spinner.
This is the old age fidget spinner.
I love it. My kids are fidgety, so this will be perfect for when we're traveling.
Ideal.
Thank you.
You bet.
This
and
is
as you
Ethan.
can see, instead of
Filming.
putting stuff up here to the post, they used the wooden stakes.
Yep.
And so some of the tools that they would use. Hello.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna get down in here. Some of the tools.
They would keep 26, 27 horses.
The salt licks for the cows.
Now they're for cows, that's why he bought them for them.
And what about the horses? They need salt licks too, don't they?
They do, not as much as the cows. They have some. These boards up here and the great big one across, those are original from the original barn.
Are these all cowhide down here?
That's a cowhide.
And then up there?
Up there is deer hide, and they call that possums. And as the pioneers would come across the west with the wagons and they would be looking for firewood and stuff, they would pick up the buffalo chips and the firewood.
The hide from the
And that's what they would
from
put
the
'em-
deer.
so they could.
This is the bunkhouse, which they keep locked, but they have it open for tours. And the workers would stay here.
We have another group here.
Really awesome.
And thank you for your tour for the children. We appreciate you.
Welcome. These kids are wonderful.
Thank you so
They
much.
are.
Well, it's lunchtime, and we're gonna come sit in between these two trees and enjoy a picnic lunch together. Lunch is ready. We're having Philly cheesesteak without the cheese salad. So I cooked this up with some mushrooms and green pepper. And then I made this beautiful fresh springtime salad. It has mango and avocado, sunflower seeds, unsalted spinach, romaine, carrots, and fresh cut radishes. Everything's fresh cut. So that's gonna be good. Then I made a homemade creamy Italian dressing that I'm just gonna pour over it and then serve. All right, there is the salad tossed and ready to serve. Does it taste good?
I haven't tried it. So. I tasted the meat and it's really good.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
You like it, babe? Good. All right, we got the food here, and we're just waiting on Aja Steve's gonna stay inside and eat because the dogs are in there and he don't want to come out. And there she come. And then we're going to call an end to our tour today. But thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed Cove Fort. We certainly did. It's one of the neater places that we visited. So thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. We do our best to reply to everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.